Is it possible that there are authenticated coins in PCGS or NGC holders that are actually counterfeit? This is something we're going to look at in this video. My name is Daniel and this is Coin Help You YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and comment. And today we're going to discuss counterfeits, but not just any counterfeit. We're going to look into the Omega Counterfeiter. I'm going to introduce some new information that some of you may have never heard of. We want to look at coins that could potentially be counterfeits, but you can't tell. So I guess the question is, if you have a counterfeit coin, but you can't tell it's a counterfeit, then you don't know it's a counterfeit. Okay, most of you know, if you explored counterfeits, that you've heard about the Omega Counterfeiter. Supposedly, this was a person, and they put the Omega symbol on some of these coins because they got arrogant or cocky. That is what most people are thinking. They were found on 1907 $20 St. Gaudens. They were found on 1910 and 1913 and 1926 $10 gold eagles, as well as 1874, 1878, and 1882 $3 gold coins. They all have the Omega symbol. The $20 1907s have it on the inside of the Eagles claws, and it's inside of the R in Liberty on the $10 and $3 coins. And I got this resource, I mean it's all over the internet anyways, but I got this off of Great American Coin Company. The information on this, the new information that I've heard and I've read about that was introduced to me, is the fact that 40, possibly 40 of the 1907 St. Gaudens were struck by actual dies from the Philadelphia Mint on a press that came from overseas. It was a 160-ton press, and that $50 peso alloy was used to make these, and that they did not have the Omega symbol. Nobody knows how many coins did not have the Omega symbol, but I can tell you this: without the Omega symbol, you can't tell the difference. Nobody's testing these alloys. If there's some coins in some PCGS holders or NGC holders that are counterfeit, and you test the alloy, or use your metal analysis device of some sort, whatever kind you want to use, the Sigma or however you have, whether it be specific gravity test, metallurgist to look at the coins. But I am willing to bet there's going to be some that's going to be found. When you look at the population reports for the 1907 in the higher grades, which you would think that if someone was doing this, that they would not get banged up, and they would more than likely be in the higher grade bracket, 67 and up. There's only 21, 3, and 1 on a 1907. There's on the wire edge, and on the flat edge, which I'm not sure whether it was wire or flat, I don't know. Then down here, just the 1907 $20 St. Gaudens, you've got 17 in 67, and you have 68 that has 1. You have 404 in 66. If there's 40 of them, these numbers here, they can easily be buried in these numbers. You would never know it. You'd never be able to tell. I mean, the die was supposedly illegally removed from maybe a dump that the Philadelphia Mint buried their dies. We know that the Carson City Mint, when they did some excavations, they found a lot of dies that were buried. So you don't know, and you can't say that it couldn't have happened. We also have instances of restrikes and private strikes as far as the micro O Morgan dollars for like the 86O and the 1900O micro O's. You also have different things like the Chapman and the Zerber proofs, the 1913 Liberty V nickels. You had a lot of things going on at the mints, and there might be more to be told. I mean, for instance, when you take the micro O Morgan dollars, they were considered authentic by the U.S. Mint for years. So in other words, it took them all the way to 2005 to discover that those were counterfeits. Now, my thing on this is that if you do have a counterfeit and you can't tell, I mean, you really can't say it's a counterfeit for sure. I mean, if it's actually struck by U.S. Mint dies, you're basically looking at a restrike or a private strike, unofficial, on an alloy for a $50 peso. Now, we know that there's 3 different gold coins with different dates that were produced. So they knew how to make the dies to make them look authentic. How many other coins were created? I mean, supposedly there was 19,000 coins. So this isn't one person operation here. This isn't a one-man operation. There's no way. That was millions of dollars. That took a lot of resources. Here is an example. These coins were very expensive. There was a lot of money made if they did this. And we're talking about hundreds of thousands here. 100,000 anyway. Here's the $3. You can see 54,000, 16,000. And counterfeiters don't need to counterfeit expensive coins. Trust me on that. I've got plenty of low-grade, common coins that are counterfeit. Of course, they're inferior to these. They're not like these. I mean, these here are probably the most professional counterfeits that we know of. There's probably more. Okay. Now, as far as the Omega symbol is concerned, sources say that this news source says that they were put on the coin because they went from counterfeiting, it would take it down to fraud, because now you're altering or adding something that wasn't on an actual coin by the U.S. Mint. So in other words, felony for counterfeit, fraud is a misdemeanor. That makes more sense than getting cocky or arrogant. So that's why the Omega symbol supposedly was put on the coins, was to keep from being charged with a felony. All these details that were laid out here, it was on a forum. I'm not going to get into the names. It doesn't even make any difference who did it. I don't really care about that. All I care about is that someone was able to actually create coins that you can't tell the difference until you see that little Omega symbol. That is phenomenal. That is skill. And that takes a lot of money. Now, I don't know if there's any others out there. You have no idea whether it's still happening, where someone's producing a couple of rare gold coins a year, not making a big fuss out of it. It could be happening right now. We don't know it. It's a problem, especially if you're talking about a rare coin. It's going to go for several $100,000. You need to do some more testing than somebody's looking at with their eyes. I mean, that's the bottom line. You want to do that, but you also probably want to test the metal. You probably want to make sure that alloy is correct. I'd be interested to hear everybody's input on this. I think it's very intriguing and interesting myself. It's also actually dangerous. I mean, it's pretty scary if you have a lot of money and you're sinking money into coins and there's a possibility that could be a counterfeit. But anyway, thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment. So have a great day.